Well, hello everyone. The Ontario Gardener here, back with a special trailer review of Cities Skylines II. Now, Cities Skylines I played many years ago. Jesus, 10 years ago at this point maybe. And I loved the game. I never really got into the modding aspect of it, except it was like, I think it was the NAM or something where you could mess with the roads. Because let's face it, city builders like this, Cities XL for a lesser extent, SimCity, of course, like the majority of the game is about controlling traffic and controlling transportation. That's what city builders are also about, other than just building cities. Now, this is the screenshot of the trailer, which we're going to watch. We're going to go rewind it for a second. But look how beautiful this is. I mean, this is obviously just a screenshot of it, but you got some big towers here. Look at the water. So let's just go all the way back to the beginning, and we're going to watch it, and we'll pause it as we go along, and I'm just going to point out some things that seem interesting to me. The first thing is look at these roads. Now, again, you will be able to have right-hand drive, left-hand drive. I've seen footage of both because over in Europe, you drive on the left side of the road, and other countries as well. And over here in the States, in Canada, Mexico, you drive on the right-hand side of the road. But also in South America, you drive on the left-hand side of the road. So anyway, that'll be a toggle. But look how beautiful this looks. Let's just zoom out a little bit more. So if you remember in regular city skylines, you had a certain number of different road types. You have your highways, your bypasses, or your off ramps, on ramps. But look how nicely the curves look. And this is in-game footage, right? It said in the beginning, this is all in-game footage. So again, this is going to depend on the strength and the power of your computer, how your graphics can be completely set up. Right now, this is playing in 4K, so it's coming across to you guys in 4K plus, however it's being rendered by YouTube. From the video, but like look at the detail of the shadows. The trees look super realistic, and just even something like this, the roads, they seem to be very natural. That these guys will go up a little bit of hill, join this one, this crosses, these come down, and the road markings. There's different road markings. We're not sure what this is yet. Maybe a pylon for a light. It could also be a car that's just like an HOV lane or something, because I think here's a car as well. There's different speed limits that look like they're on the road here. This could be in kilometers, potentially. Off-ramps, things look very nice just from the aspect of the roads. And look at the tree detail, too. There's a lot of, like, dead trees here, young trees down in here, bushes, and just, like, I love the tree aspect of it. And even just how the off-ramps look. These look quite realistic compared to how City Skylines 1 did them. It looks like there's even a pedestrian crossing here, which is kind of wild because typically on highways, there is no pedestrian walkways, like crossings. But this looks like it because there's one here. This one makes more sense because it's like on a smaller... Well, actually, no, this is the same. This is the entrance. Interesting. Let's keep on playing it. But it looks very cool. Look at this. Look at this. This is like in-game. The water looks super realistic. You have the mountains in the background, like your higher mountains. I don't see any snow or anything. Maybe that's something that's not in, depending on what region this is or whatever. But you have your nice different types of buildings. I like the way the buildings, they step down. Based on the elevation, it's not like this and then the next one's super far down. No, like they gradually step down as you would expect when you're building any sort of in a real city. You have just kind of like generic high-rise. These almost look like could be potentially hotels, maybe, or just maybe low-income housing, big block units, or this could be a bit of an industrial area, slight commercial over here potentially, and then here look at all the houses that have solar panels, and these look like trailers, like double-wide trailer that's put down on a slab. I know in the United States that's a big thing. Up here in Canada, you don't really have trailer parks the way that you have them in the States. But this looks very much like that as far as, a double-wide trailer means there's two trailers. Basically, you wheel them in with a crane, you place them next to each other, you open up the middle, you put them on a slab or a foundation, and there's your house. But look at the detail. You have some nice train tracks. I don't want to zoom in. I don't really want to zoom in on this because I don't want to mess up the resolution. But it looks like you got street signs over here to the left. Nice tree placement. Look at the trees. They look like they're all kind of the same type of tree, but these down here look quite spindly compared to these. Maybe there's some kind of ocean effect or water effect, which would be kind of cool. But I love, look at this. This is so neat. And then over here is almost like it looks kind of very like run down, but it could be abandoned buildings because they do have a different color. And there's some, this could be an industrial area as well, where there's high rises for, I don't know, police training or something, which probably doesn't exist. Over here on the right, it does look like a water treatment plant. Let's see if we zoom out a bit or zoom in. You can see how this is evolving. Let's just watch this. They're evolving, and look at these buildings. Look very much like Chicago, New York City. And look at the tops of the terraces. Now, again, you're going to have a lot of repeats. But if you actually look at this, none of these repeat 100%. These two do. But even these look different. This one doesn't seem to be repeating, unless it's this one just the way it looks. Obviously, every building can't look different. Like, can't look completely different. You have different styles. Billboards up top here. This hasn't really changed. But it looks like this is expanding. Look down here. Is this a big ship? These things that come out? I'm not sure. Let's just see if we can zoom in more. I'm trying to click on things. Look at this. Look how the train tracks. This train track goes this way. This one goes this way. They cross seamlessly. There's the railroad crossings, like where you would stop your car. Pedestrians, of course. And it's going, all the angles here are very, very realistic. Look at the young trees. I'd love if there'd be like an ordinance where like you could hire workers, or an ordinance, I guess just in general, where they would go around and you would designate spots with like a paintbrush tool where you want trees planted, and people will plant them for you, like as part of an ordinance or as something that you can kind of purchase, I guess, maybe like a forestry station, which would be kind of cool. Over here, a little bit of a picket fence with a little bit of like a bush fence. Here's another one of those double wide trailers. Well, what I look at as double wide, has like a satellite on its roof, more solar panels. This might actually be a view from over here where we were before, but look at this roundabout. I think we'll be able to zoom in a bit more. Not sure. This is a different one than what this one was here. We can go back to that. Look how there's nice green space. It looks very natural. The roads aren't coming in at a 100% right angles. I know in City Skylines 1, if you got too close to another road when you're trying to join a roundabout, it gets a wonky curve here just because it doesn't naturally go like this. But in the real world, you can make roads however you want. Wow, look at this. The mountain. Oh, there is snow up here. Maybe this is a ski resort. I don't think that's in the game, but maybe. This looks like a university, or potentially, no, it doesn't look like a hospital. It looks like a university. A lot of parking over here. Could be potentially modular type buildings. This is definitely a downtown area. New York, getting into the park area. And look how these roads, look how tight this is. This is amazing how tight this is, and that there would actually be a turn here. In real life, I don't know that would make a turn. It looks too sharp, but again, it's realism, right? But look how, and then here you have a tram or a train car going down between this road where there are cars in general, which is a different type of road. You have kind of your avenue roads without a median in the middle. This is like a basic road, and then the tram cars are really going right through, but they're not going straight through. They're going and they're curving right here, which is pretty cool the way that looks. It looks very, very nicely done. You have your crossings, of course. This one is obviously, there's no stop signs because it's a roundabout. There are no stop signs at a roundabout. But your yield signs, and everything's lit up very well with the light post here. Some, I guess, a trash truck. And it looks really nice. Look at that. This is the darkness. Every roundabout, every skyscraper, every district. Districts are cool. Look at how the lights are changing as well as like the night continues. Look at this. Now, could this be what we were looking at before? Because remember, we saw this big tower. We might have been set over here. I'd imagine this is all from one city that someone has built, or the game dev. But this almost looks like a hospital here. I can't read what that says, or maybe a police station. This looks like just a small, like, high-rise areas, more suburb areas. Actually, you know what? This maybe would be the school. Maybe this is the school we were looking from over here. Looks like there's some docks over here, like a shipping yard. Look at these little islands. This is so cool. A nice kind of couple bridges here. Some steam coming off of this building. Actually, it was in the back there. Towers. Oh, this is, they're basically reverting it back to what it looked like before no one was here. Look at that. So this is what you would start with. Very, very pretty. Sunrise, sunset. And, they're doing their little spiel here without what? Without you. Because people design everything, of course. Wow. Oh, we're going way too fast. So let's just slow this way back a bit here. I'm going to try to, here we go. So this looks like a terrain tool. You have maybe a sharp terrain, plateau, a hump terrain, maybe a slope, brush size, 300, brush strength, 35%. Now let's look at the bottom here. Now again, this bar is here, so we can't hover over too many things. But all the way down the bottom, it has your time. Here it has the temperature. Seasons are going to be cool. So that means like in the fall, like a typical temperate climate in the fall, the leaves of deciduous trees turn brown and fall off. That'd be super cool. It'd be cool if it would snow and you'd have to implement maybe like snow plow removal, like something like that would be really cool, I think. This is the name of the town, I guess. Population, your money. This is obviously in euros or in UK money because I think the dev is from Europe. But I mean, it's typically generic coins. It's not dollars like American dollars, Canadian dollars, or pesos. It's just a generic, Skylines coin, whatever you want to call it. And then down here, I can't see this because it's behind the thing. If it goes away, we might be able to see it. No. This here looks like maybe population stats. Here's a camera for screenshots, which I think a lot of people will be using. This is the bird thing, which pops up for gives you tips, like the tweet thing. These two, maybe just a in-game notepad, which would be kind of cool. This looks like maybe finances. This looks maybe a transit map, a bulldoze tool, dig tool, which is what we're in now, or maybe a terrain modifier tool. We have, I'm not sure what that would be, parks, transportation, police, fire, education. This looks like recycling and probably garbage or trash pickup, health, water, power, roads. And then I'm not sure what these would be. This looks like maybe some sort of drawing tool. This looks very interesting as well. I'm not sure what this is. And then this looks like your building selection, which we might see in a second. Over here almost looks like some kind of demand and satisfaction type thing. And then this maybe is the size of the town that they have. No, because they're at only 5,000 people. So let's just try to carry on. Look at that. This is something here we're going to spend a couple minutes on. So this is the new road tool, or new road menu, I guess. And basically, look at the road types. There is a grid, auto grid setup, which is great. Tool mode, you can't hover over these because we're in game, obviously. But it looks like straight road, curve road, wavy road, maybe a like really curvy road. I don't know. This is the grid. This looks like, I'm not sure what this would be. Maybe this is just a square. Elevation, so 0 meters. I think this is how high you want the roads off the ground, like to start with, which will be super, super cool for starting and making overpasses without having to use, like, what was it, like the Q and W or the L and K? I'm not sure what the buttons used to be, where you'd raise it up as you're building it. Here you can select what you want to build anyway. This looks like maybe a gradual, maybe it'll be a plateau. It'd be very interesting to see. Snapping, I'm not sure. This might be a point snap. This might be block, square. I don't know what that would be. This is maybe point to point. This might be center. This might be grid, even though we're at a grid here. But look at these roads. Basic road. This looks like a road maybe with a, I don't know what it looks like. But what it shows here, these different I think these are different car types that are allowed on the roads, which doesn't actually make any sense because, well, it does, because these are all like basic roads. So I wonder if that's what these are, or they're just pylon types. It's hard to see. This one looks like it has a bike lane, maybe a one-way, double one-way, triple one-way, triple one-way. This looks a dirt road. This looks like maybe a sidewalk or maybe a gravel road. This one looks like a spillway. Again, from my view here, this looks like a elevated road or a bridge, and then this is more like a arch bridge. But it looks like you have your regular road, double roads. Maybe these are highways. This looks like an interstate because it has the big signs. Crossings, it'd be very, very cool if there are preset crossings that you can plop down. This looks like a circle for roundabouts, same difference. Maybe you can specify how many exits you want or something. That'd be really cool. This looks like a parking area, which would be very, very awesome if you can set up parking lots that are actually used. Like if you have a hospital, it has a certain amount of parking spaces that come with it, then you could add on to it like as an add-on or as a different, a different block. That'd be cool. And this looks like maybe maintenance for roads, because previously you didn't really have maintenance for roads, like a physical maintenance crew. Okay, you did, but you didn't, if that makes sense. But this looks pretty cool the way the snapping works. It tells you the size, the angles here. This is, I guess, is this distance maybe. Might be the whole distance. This is the slope, 0%. Looks very, very, wow, look at that. Look how you can curve these roads. Oh, I'm going to go back 1 second. Right here. Look at this. Like, there's so much intuitive information here. You see, this is the curvy squiggle road we have. Everything else is set the same, basic road. But look at these intersections. It's obviously showing which ways you can turn. I'm sure maybe you can probably adjust that. Before you needed a mod to turn off which way you could turn and stuff, but here it looks like it's in the game. This might just be your grid based on where buildings are now, and it's showing you what your buildings would be ruining. But if you see here, look, there's slopes here, 146 degrees from here to here. So here's a point. So basically click here, point, and then you slope up to this point, which is 29 meters, and then you're going across here, 74 meters, to here, 159% slope or degree slope. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, wow, it was so. Could I get to that one where it literally it snapped it, and then it was like, I don't know if I can get to that scene. Oh, okay, I can't do it. Wow, look at that. Look at the roads. Look at the gridlock. Oh my gosh. This just look at the water. How realistic the water is. Shipping ports. That'd be super cool if that's in the base game as well. This thing is just going to evolve. Wow, look at this. I love how, I mean, this could be just shadows, but let's look a dive at this. Theme, this looks like, is this the British flag? Or the UK, EU flag maybe? Which EU is you know, a bunch of countries, but this looks like American. Maybe this is, again, left-hand drive, right-hand drive. Based on how the buildings work, or it could just be the theme, the architecture theme. Maybe there's more added. Tool mode, this looks like a paint dropper. This looks like a drag, drag, and then this one might be, you click and point. But it'd be cool if there'd be a dropper. Basically, you just say, I want this to all be residential. This looks like there's, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This building looks like it's 6 deep. So maybe buildings can be 6 deep. Sometimes in previous versions of other games, you couldn't have things that deep. Because look at this. Look how deep this is in this. And look, there's big buildings here as well. It's hard to tell. Cool that the buildings or the roads are named. And down here, more importantly, these look like building types. This is obviously residential, commercial, industrial. This could be special, maybe. Special buildings. And then this could be industry, because it looks like an oil well or something. But it looks like this is low residential, medium, maybe a different type of medium. This one here almost looks like commercial residential, because it has, like, if you're in a big city, every big high-rise building, even residential ones, the bottom first or second floors are all commercial little strip malls. This looks like an office building, which doesn't make sense because we're not in the commercial tab. And this looks like, I don't know, it could just be very interesting what these could be. It must have something to do with the density. Oh, look at that. So it looks like they're wanting what? Don't know exactly. Here we're in commercial. Looks like this looks like special buildings, but I'm not sure because there's a lot of them. You have residential, commercial, industry, and then what would this be? Maybe mixed use? Let's see up here. Oh, office. Look at the top left. Office buildings, office signature buildings. Okay, well, there you go. Did it tell us that in the green one too? Did I just miss it? I might have just missed it. Yeah, I did miss it. Look, residential signature buildings. Ah, okay. Building color. So you could probably change the color maybe? Residential suitability, network color. So it looks like you could maybe change these colors. Ground pollution high. All right, so suitability for residential area. This is high. Okay. That's what, okay, I wasn't looking up here. Perfect. Office suitability. Looks like these are all suitable for office buildings. But like here there isn't. And then red, this is bad. No office buildings here. I think maybe the traffic's too bad. It's very interesting if there's going to be an intuitive kind of, I don't know, map like this. I don't want to mess this up, but look at this. Look at how the bridges, how advanced this is. You have 3-lane, 4-lane, 5-lane one way. It means we're going to have 5-lane highways, but look how the off-ramps work. This is a bit kind of wonky, but looks like as soon as you get to a certain height, they start putting guardrails up. And the way this is going to, see if we can do it without it, and is covering. And right here, it looks like it's overlapping, so it can't overlap maybe. The pylons get put where they need to go. Look at the train tracks running along here. It looks like they have sound barriers here. Well, actually, the whole side of this highway looks like there's a sound barrier. Or that might be like an ordinance or something that puts these in place. We don't know yet. But look at that, how they're trying to snap. Oh, never mind. How it works. This is beautiful. I mean, this is, again, if your graphics are turned all the way up, look at the bridges. Let's go back one frame if I can. Look at that. This is a highway because there's split lanes. Highways are usually typically split lanes. Here's a parallel mode. We're building this bridge. Look at the parallel mode. So it looks like two. You could have it closer together, farther apart. Maybe this is road widths apart. Whoop. Shoot, I want to go back one more. Sorry, guys. Look down here. Snapping is off. That looks pretty cool. That looks like what that looks like what that's going to be, where you can differentiate how wide apart they are, which is going to be cool too. Because sometimes trying to put parallel roads together in City Skylines, they want to join each other, and it's a bit of a pain. Down here, it tells you about elevation, too low, etc., etc. So that's pretty cool. This is cool. I like this. This is a university. We talked about this before. Massive complex that offers education for academically oriented citizens, provides the 4th level of education, because you'd have what? Basic, like daycare or nursery school. You'd have what? Elementary school. You'd have middle school. You'd have high school, and then university would be the 4th one, I guess, right? Can be upgraded with extension wing, a library, and a park. Oh, that's what these are going to be. This is probably the main one. This looks like a park, and this looks like a library, maybe? Is it telling us what? Oh, right here. So there's What is that, I wonder? Terrain tool? Upkeep, 200,000 a month. Efficiency, employees, students, there's not a lot. I think it must have just been built. Average time to graduation, 12 months. Dropout rate, wow, there's so many intuitive things here. I think you could probably, maybe based on how your schooling is doing or how many are needed, it'll be graduation is less, more. Select operating districts. Oh, so you could maybe differentiate that you only want a university to be in a district where you have highly educated people, which would make sense. If you're in an area with low suburbs where there's not a lot of education, they're not going to go to university, so it'd be wasted. Look at all the parking along here. The dips in the ground. It looks very, very cool. I like this. We just literally missed that one. What do we got here? This looks like police. It looks like we just placed the police station, and people are happy. The star ratings are up. Oh, placing here invalid shape, overlapping items. That's cool. Looks like this is police. It looks maybe a basic police station, bigger, and maybe this is a police academy. I'm sure that's a government building. So that's obviously looks like that's in here then. Oh, they go so fast that I want you to be able to click it. Looks like, wow, look at the transit. You have bus, tram, no, bus. What would that be? Different kind of bus, passenger train. This looks like a monorail. This looks like a streetcar. This looks like boat or ferry, and then plane, obviously. But look at this though. I wonder if this is used to create your map, your loops, because this looks like a basic depot. Public transportation, lines, how much tourists a month, citizens a month. That's cool that there's a different one here. Look at that, 41,000. Cargo. These are cargo, okay. Map legend, transport stations. This is just different things. And wow, it doesn't tell you about money here, but you typically would hear theme American Europe. I'm not sure what these things are. Maybe these are just that they need something. I don't really know what those are supposed to be for. Looks very cool, though. Look at that. Everybody here, what do they want? I wonder what this is. This might be education, like a hat with a thing on the top. But look at this metro station. This is a tram or a streetcar tram, same type of thing. Look at this on-ramp right next to it. This looks really, really cool. Again, parking lots. I love buildings that have parking lots, which make it more realistic, because all buildings like this have a parking lot. Even if some people walk to it, you still have a parking lot somewhere. Small, but nonetheless, that's so cool how they have different. I wonder if these can be upgraded. Look at this. Oh, here's the loop right here. It tells you your different stops. I mean, this is just a generic loop. I think it's not exactly a loop in the game. But look how it just generally just goes right across, doesn't go through the center of anything, which what makes this look very, very realistic. Because in real life, streetcars don't necessarily go right through the middle of the road. And look how tight this is. I think we saw this clip before. I commented how tight this curve is. This is en route tram, owner, train depot, Victoria Street. Look, that's so cool. You can name the loops, passengers, and then these. I'm still not sure what these are here. Maybe education, these things. Look at that. That's so awesome. There's a pool there. Look at this. Happiness levels. Households. What is this? Hamilton. Oh, this is just you click on this building. Children, teens, number of residents, career living, citizen age. Well, this is age. This is education. Educated, well-educated, highly educated, uneducated, poorly educated. Wow. But they're happy, though. Level 2 of 5. It's cool that the buildings have different levels as well. Average wealth is wealthy. That's a nuclear plant, I'm assuming. Oh, it says upgrades under. What tab are we under, though? I don't think we're under any. Oh, we're not under a tab. We're on this clickable. So this is coal. I thought it would be nuclear. Coal power plant. Upkeep, efficiency. Wow, that's really good. Employees produce, storage for coal. We actually have to farm coal now, I bet, which makes sense because it has storage here. There looks like here are your big power lines that you have to connect to. It looks quite realistic, which is cool. Noise pollution, high air pollution. I love that there's different types of pollution. These look like the upgrades to it. Maybe another cooling tower or something, which is what this looks like. Very cool, very cool. What's this one now? This is air pollution. Wow, look how bad that is. Average air pollution is actually good, 12%. And look, some of this is very bad. Look at the train station. Look at this train depot. Awesome. I love it. This is what police, jail availability, prison availability. So prison is a worse offense than jail, obviously. Obviously, there's bigger capacity. Typically, is what a prison is for. In real life, prisons are to house people for more of a longer term than a jail. But, in little towns, you have a jail. You don't have a prison because it's smaller anyway. Escape crime rate, 40% escaped? What? Number of criminals, wow, 3,500. That's a lot for a town that has only 7,000 people. That's like, what, 5%? Prison vans, police car. Wow, look at that. I bet you can change the color of all these things. Because if not, why would you be able to select it here, right? Look at all these things up here. Wow. I missed out. Here's traffic flow. Draw. Look, I love this percentage. This must be some kind of overlay. I'm not sure what it would be because nothing's highlighted at the bottom. But look at that, though. Look at these roundabouts. Forestry. Look at that. Is so cool. If there's actual forestry and stuff in the game, this looks like a museum, maybe a football stadium or a soccer stadium or a school. Could be off of a school. Because when I went to high school, we had a track like this, a full football stadium with a track, bleachers. My school had this. My high school did. It wasn't even a very big high school. Again, depends on where you are. Here's a soccer field in the middle of this thing. Look at that. Oh, it looks so awesome. Okay, that's snow. Because remember I said in the beginning, I wonder if there's going to be seasonal snow. There is snow on the ground. I wonder if you have to put in like a snow removal building. That would be the coolest thing. Maybe not show them removing the snow. That would probably be too intensive, especially with people who play this on a faster speed. You wouldn't be able to see anything, but that's so cool. There's actually seasons in the game. Oh man, does that look so awesome? I can't wait, guys. Look at that. October 24th. So today is actually June 24th. So October 24th is what? July, August, September. So 4 months from the release of this video, this game will be out, and I cannot wait. I may get back into playing Cities Skylines 1 for a little bit, maybe do a mini series on, or maybe try to stream it. But guys, I can't wait. I'm looking at my camera like you guys can see me, but I cannot wait for this to come out. There will definitely be a playthrough series on this game as soon as it comes out. If there are keys available, I'll apply for them. I probably won't be eligible based on the size of my channel. But if I can get a key, I'll definitely play it as soon as I can. If not, October 24th, expect content probably October 25th. I cannot wait, guys. I want to thank you for joining me, hanging out with me. We kind of do a deep dive into the game. Now, there are other parts to this game that are covered more in depth, which I think we will look at. Separate videos coming out over the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that, guys. Can't wait for this. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving me a like as well as a comment. Have you guys played this? If you have, what's your favorite part about City Skylines? You can talk about modding, just base game, vanilla, whatever you want to talk about is fine with me. Also, guys, hit the subscribe button, tick the bell notification icon. Follow me on the Ontario Gardener second channel. Link is in the description below, and I'll catch you guys next time. So excited.